There is so much personal advice out there, and to be honest, even for me, it can get quite overwhelming trying to adhere to all of them. Nonetheless, I want to share with you some fundamental financial principles that I think you should never ignore because they will help you build and sustain good financial habits, and I'm here for that. So let's talk about it. Hello friends, and welcome back to this money video. If you're new here, hi, my name's Yvonne and I make new videos every week, mostly talking about how to save your money, make your money and grow your money. And that's because I'm on a personal journey to financial freedom and early retirement and financial independence, and I just want to share all the tips and tricks and hacks that have been helping me on my journey in the hopes that they can help you too. So if you are interested in those topics, then hit that like button, consider joining our community by subscribing, and of course share this video with someone who wants to make a positive impact on their finances. Right, the first one is there are no quick schemes or shortcuts. If someone says that they can help you double, triple, quadruple, 10x your money in no time without taking on any risk, tell them you already know how and take your money, put it in your wallet and walk away. Now, I'm not saying that there's no correlation between risk and reward. There obviously is, but for the most part, not always. High returns in a short period will require you to take some risks. And of course, there is a higher chance that you might lose your money as well. Now, if you are a risk-loving and risk-taking individual, then you will have no problem in taking these shortcuts. But for many of us, it's going to be a very hard lesson to learn if we take a high risk with unrealistic promises and then it just doesn't pan out. And all that will do is leave you disappointed and at the worst case, in the worst financial situation you have ever been. I know it's very tempting to just give your money into the next big thing and make a huge return, but not at the risk of losing your home and having no food to eat. Sometimes it's okay to take the long route to reach your financial goals. There is no shame in starting small and just building on from there. Because one thing you need to remember is that wealthier people can afford to take huge risks when they have a large disposable income that does not impact on them paying for all their necessities. To them, this is just some spare money that they have at the end of the month that they can afford to lose without it impacting their financial situation. Tip number 2 is to always make sure you are not depriving yourself. It can be so easy to find yourself getting immersed in doing all the right and disciplined things when it comes to your money that you can so easily even end up forgetting about yourself, and then you end up regretting the financial journey you are on and just give up, and all because you are being too restricted on yourself. Or maybe it's just me, because I know for sure one of the easiest ways that I found to lose motivation when it comes to budgeting or anything to do with saving money is by being too restrictive and depriving myself of enjoying my hard-earned cash. Well, sometimes it's not hard-earned, but it's still your cash, right? Because the truth is life happens and sometimes you just want to have a bit of fun. Maybe it's going on holiday with the girls or buying a bag that you really like, or maybe you just want some pizza and some ice cream without feeling guilty about spending money on it. Whatever it is, being too restrictive and depriving yourself of fun can turn something super positive and so beneficial into something you despise and absolutely hate. I mean, think about it. Do you cringe at the thought of budgeting? Like, do you get like a full shiver down your spine at the thought of managing your money? That's why I'm such an advocate for having fun or treating yourself after a short period of time. Not everything has to be stored away. A fat bank account isn't always the goal. Sometimes it's good to save for the things that you will just enjoy in the present, because not only is it nice to have some fun, it's also nice to have money to do so without feeling guilty about it. And I found for me, it also works as a motivator to know that you're doing something and you get a treat at the end of it. When you become too strict with your spending, you can end up feeling deprived, and this in turn can result in spending binges. It's kind of similar to like starvation diets. When you cheat, you tend to cheat big. So it's all about just making sure you are doing the best for your finances in the present as well as the future. The next tip is to make sure you make saving money a priority and make it intentional as well. I'm sure you've heard so many people on this platform talk about the importance of saving, including me, and that you need to regularly save, be it to your emergency fund, for your pension, your holiday, whatever it is that you want, you should save for it, right? But I think you also need to be intentional about it and make it a priority to do it at the beginning of the month rather than at the end. And I agree, there is no better way of achieving good financial health than by putting aside money to cover you for those emergencies that will most certainly arise, as well as for the things that you just want to have at the end of a given time period, in the short term or even in the long term. And so I am a huge advocate for saving and saving money in a fun way. I mean, I have multiple videos talking about the importance of saving money and how you can save a lot of money by making it fun. And whilst you're at it, it's also important to remember to also save all those extra cash you budget for but end up not using. This is a really good habit that I'm truly exercising this year on my no spend year. I'm trying to make sure that by not spending money on non-essentials, I'm saving and investing every little amount that I would have otherwise spent on unnecessary things. And the added benefit is that I'm easily giving up some bad money habits on the way, and at the same time it's also giving me a psychological boost as I'm starting to see my savings and investments grow over the time, as well as being able to see that I can actually shift bad money habits if I really put my mind to it. Tip number 4 is to automate everything. Automate your savings, automate your bills, automate your fun money, just automate it all. Well, unless you're one of these like super organized people who can do things manually. Yes, I'm looking at you. Please teach me. Actually, I changed my mind. I'm good. I'll stick to automation. You know why? Because it can be so easy to get super busy or just become an expert at procrastination. Me, that you forget everything with your finances, and then before you know it, it's the end of the month. That bill was due 2 weeks ago and you haven't saved as much as you had planned. And so to stop this recurring over and over again, because trust me, I've been there, I would highly recommend that you should automate as much as you can when it comes to your finances. In fact, if it is possible, I recommend that you should schedule and automate all your payments for all your bills so that they all come out as early in the month as possible, and you don't have to worry whether you have enough to pay for that one last bill and you don't end up incurring unnecessary penalties. Planning out your monthly bills in advance also means you don't have to worry about these things the closer it gets to the end of the month, or starting to worry when your next paycheck is going to come in. In my humble opinion, automation is just the necessary ingredient to a good financial position, and it's working for me, and it could possibly work for you too. And so whilst you're automating your finances, another thing to remember is to automate your savings so that you never find yourself questioning whether or not you really need to save this amount or that amount, or wait until next month to save altogether. And then make sure you review all of your accounts from time to time to make sure all your payments are coming out at the right time, and to also take stock of your spending as well. Tip number 5 is to pay off all your debt and start saving. Now on paper, it feels right to withhold the savings until you've cleared all your debts. And it's true to some extent. If you have debt, you should be working harder to clear off your debt as soon as possible. But I do have to say this, and this is in my opinion, that it's just not practical to pay off debt and not save anything at all. Think about it like this. All your disposable income is being used to pay back a loan or credit card debt that you've held for some time now. But realistically, as these things happen, what will you do if your car breaks down and you don't have anything in your bank account to repair it? Or you have a leak in your house and you don't have anything in your bank account to repair it? The last thing you want to do is start paying for things on your credit card and then racking up even more debt. So whilst you have a plan for paying off debt as aggressive as you may want it to be, and I hope everyone watching this who has debt does so as well, please make sure to have a savings plan. It doesn't have to be incredibly unattainable. I'm not talking about reaching for the clouds, but you could start small, like by focusing on building your emergency fund for your family to cover you when, not if, but when emergencies arise. Because 2 things are guaranteed with this adulting life: taxes get you and emergencies will shock you. And this will reduce the chances of you ending up ruining your progress, paying your debts by having to pick up more debt when you actually don't have to. Tip number 6 is to carefully consider getting the right insurance policies for you, especially life insurance. Now, I will put my hands up and I will tell you, I am not an insurance expert, but I highly do recommend that you should research and find an insurance policy that best suits your need and that is enough to provide for your loved ones in case something happens to you. And if you don't have one, I would highly suggest you to consider getting a life insurance as soon as possible. You don't have to go for something huge or big or expensive that will only add strain to your budget, but just find the right one for you. Remember, you need to get the policy now because the longer you wait, the more expensive it gets. If you'd like me to do a full video on the type of insurances you need in your life, then make sure to hit that like button and comment down below. Let me know in the comments below, what is your best money advice you've received that you would never ignore, as we are a community who loves to share all of our favorite money tips. Also, remember, if you are looking for free money, make sure to hit that stocks and shares link below, deposit money into your account and get a free share worth up to £100. That's 99 free pounds potentially. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so that you don't miss any future uploads, as I am sharing my journey to financial freedom and all the tips, tricks and hacks that are helping me along the way. Don't forget to share this video with someone who's looking to make some positive changes to their finances, well, because sharing is caring. And don't forget to check out these videos which will show you all the financial tips I'm currently implementing in my life that have saved me thousands of pounds. Thank you so much for all your support, and I will see you in the comments below and of course in the next video. Have a great day. Take care. Bye.